Apple Savings Account has been out for a while now. Let's just see, is it worth it to put your money in Apple Savings Account compared to the other savings account that you probably have already? So in this video, we're gonna run an experiment. We're gonna put money in an Apple Savings Account at their 4.15%, and then we're gonna put that same amount of money in a regular savings account at the national average, and we're gonna see how much money we get in both accounts over time and who wins. And you may wanna stick around because the difference might blow your mind. Hey YouTube, if you don't know me right now, my name is Jay to the Von, and over here we talk about investing, finance, and we make it so simple that even a soccer mom or someone who's bagging groceries at the grocery store can pick it up and understand it completely. We don't use those big words. We try to make it as simple as possible so that anyone, an average person, can pick it up and understand this fluently. So in this video, we're gonna look at Apple Savings Account because they're releasing a whopping 4.15%, which at the time is pretty unheard of. Now, we've always had high interest savings account, but for a company like Apple, this was pretty monumental. Now, there's no secret right now, the economy is in shambles. People may have been doing well a couple years ago, but right now, compared to that point, they're probably doing much worse than they were before. Everything is super expensive, inflation is at record highs, and now more than ever, people are wondering, where is my money going and how can I keep more of it? And for most people who don't know much about investing yet, because they haven't subscribed to my channel like you should do down there, the savings account will be the right way to go because it's the most risk-free way. You just put your money in and park it for however many years that you want and just let time do its thing. Whereas on the stock market, although it has historically gone up over the years, there is risk in the short term and it will depend on whenever you need that money. For example, the stock market may go down in 5 years and you may need that money in 4 years. So you never know. So for starters, let's talk about the Apple Savings Account. Now, Apple obviously is not a banking company. This savings account is powered by Goldman Sachs, which is one of the biggest banks in the world. So let's be clear on that. Although this savings account has Apple written all over it, it's really ran by Goldman Sachs. And one important thing that I always like to note for these savings accounts is that this is covered by the FDIC, which is the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation. And all in all, that's just one fancy way of saying that if you have $250,000 or less in your savings account, if that bank were to fail, you would get that money back, guaranteed, no questions asked. Anything more than that, that's when it gets a little questionable, and that's when another video will have to explain the rest. But statistically speaking, most people do not have $250,000 laying around in their savings account, so we won't have to worry about that. This is all just to say that your money is safe in the Apple Savings Account. Okay, so just for a quick overview here, we have the Apple Savings Account screen. As you can see right here, here's that 4.15% that we talked about. That is an incredible number there, guys. Down here is just showing you that you have to apply for the Apple credit card to get access to the savings account. And below that is just showing you the user interface of the Apple Savings Account and the Apple credit card. I love the user face, guys. They make it so simple. It's just a quick, easy tap on your iPhone, and then it shows you everything that you owe. It'll show you everything that you have in your savings account right here. Now let's compare that to the actual average savings account interest rate that we have in the United States. Right here, you do a quick Google search and you'll see that it's 0.42% APY, which means that you'll be making 0.42% of your money back on the savings account as compared to the 4.15% that we saw right here for the Apple Savings Account, guys. That is nearly 10 times the amount more that you'll be making with Apple Savings. Now, for the purposes of this video, we're going to use a website called BankRate, and this website just shows you all the actual rates that we have for mortgages, loans, credit cards, and they also have a simple savings calculator which will show you how much money you'll make on a savings account in any given scenario. So for this scenario, we're going to use the 4.15% from Apple Savings, and then we're going to use the 0.42% from the actual average savings account. So for this example, we're going to take the Apple Savings Account and we're going to pretend that we start off that savings account with $500 as an initial deposit that we have in there. And we're going to pretend that we do a monthly contribution of about $100, guys, just to keep everything simple. And we're going to do this for a period of, let's just start simple. We're going to do 3 years. And then down here for the APY, of course, we're going to do 4.15%. So let's just look at this here. So it says if you start off with an initial deposit of $500 and you contribute $100 each month for a period of 3 years at 4.15%, that will grow to $4,387.17, guys. That is remarkable. And over here, you'll see that we earned $287 worth of interest. We contributed $3,600 in total. And then, of course, we have that $500 initial investment. Now, let's just take these same exact numbers and change it to the national average of 0.42% that we get for a regular savings account. So right here, you'll see the same exact metrics: $500 initial deposit, $100 contributed monthly for 3 years at 0.42%. And over here, you'll see that we only have $4,128. And of that money, you'll see that we only gain $28 in interest from our savings account and a regular savings account, as compared to the $287 on the Apple savings account, guys. That is about a total of $250 that we gain more just by having our money in Apple as instead of a regular savings account. And this was just for a period of 3 years, guys. So imagine if we started off with a bigger initial deposit and we even upped our contributions more each month, and we made this a longer period of, say, about 10 years. Matter of fact, you don't even have to imagine that. Let's just show you. Okay, so let's do a more dramatic example just to show you how much money you're leaving on the table if you don't switch over to an Apple savings account and leave your regular savings account behind. So we're going to start off with an initial deposit of $1,000. And each month, we're going to contribute $200 to the savings account at 4.15%. And we're going to do this for a period of 10 years. And over that 10-year span, you'll see that that amount of money, you'll contribute $24,000. You start off with the initial deposit of $1,000. And over that 10-year period, you'll earn $6,000 in interest, guys. And over here, it just shows you that this dark blue line here is the initial deposit that we made of $1,000. The light blue line here, it just shows you the contributions that we made each month of $200. And of course, at the top here in green is all the interest that we earned just by having our money in this Apple savings account. Now let's switch over to the actual savings account that you probably have right now. You'll see those same exact metrics with an initial deposit of $1,000. $200 contributed monthly over a period of 10 years at 0.42%, you'll see that you'll only earn $548.57, guys. All that time investing our money each month and putting it in this savings account, we will barely afford a nice big flat screen TV for our living room. That is nonsense. Over that period of 10 years, the Apple savings account made you $5,500 more dollars than it would have made in this regular savings account. That is why we need to move our money over and start to be smarter with where we park our money, guys. Are you comfortable leaving this much money on the table? Because I certainly am not. So as you can see, an Apple savings account is clearly blowing away the competition of all the other savings accounts in the USA right now. You can easily make a whole lot more money by transferring your money from your actual savings account to an Apple savings account, and they make it so simple to transfer it all over. But if you want to be a cautious person, which I pretty much recommend, I recommend that you transfer only a little portion into an Apple savings account to start. And as you start collecting the interest and seeing how much more interest you get in your Apple savings account versus your actual savings account, then you can start to transfer over more money if you so choose to. This is the method that I took and I've been loving it so far. Apple has been giving me much more money. It's so simple and easy to use. I can just pull up my smartphone, go to the app and see, oh, okay, this is the interest that I've made this past month. And the one good thing about Apple is that you have to have an Apple credit card to open it up with. That's the one caveat about it. And the credit card has a high APR, which means that if you miss a payment, that same interest that you've been racking up for Apple will be taken away completely. So that's one thing that you want to keep in mind with these Apple savings account. Do not miss a payment on this Apple card at all. But if you're a smart spender and you don't get into trouble with your Apple credit card, this savings account is a no-brainer and you'll make much more money over time. Another thing that I love about the Apple savings account is that it's connected to your Apple card. So the money that you spend for any purchase that you make, the money that you get back from the Apple card goes instantly into your savings account, which means that if I make a $1,000 purchase on my Apple credit card and I'll get 2% back on that purchase, that means that $20 will be instantly deposited into my savings account, and that will rack up over time, guys. Apple has a great track record with being a great company and a reliable company, so I highly recommend that you guys look into starting an Apple savings account, but this is not financial advice. I always gotta have that caveat in this video. It's your money, do whatever you want with it, but all I'm saying is the Apple savings account is blowing away the competition right now, and you'll make much more money in their savings account versus the one that you probably already have with a big bank. So if you like this video, be sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, comment down below any questions that you have, and I'll be sure to get right back to you. And if you're someone who's trying to be more focused about your money, especially if you're a beginner, be sure to stick around for more videos in the future.